analytics system has the highest degree of participation driven by mainstream, alternative, and social medias, the highest degree of granularity, 100% precinct level, the highest degree of data integrity, NSA level encryption, the highest level of platform stability, the highest degree of transparency, that's 100% date stamp vote registration, highest level of visibility, seamless, interactive, uninterrupted real-time ticker displays, and the highest degree of moral purpose, which is free and fair elections where everyone's vote gets counted, of any polling technology yet invented. So my question is, how do you get it? How much does it cost? What do we do? Can you tell us how it works without, telling us how it works all the way down to, the point where you don't really want to tell us anymore? I mean, how do we use this and how do we get it?
Sure. Yeah, I have to be a little careful. My patent attorneys always talk about what's called prejudicial disclosure.
Oh, yeah, they're gripping the arms of their chairs right now.
Yeah, I have to kind of dance around this just a little bit, but I think that I can give you sort of an overview of what we're talking about. And again, as an inventor, when you're trying to look at solving a problem, a lot of times you find that a single solution ripples out and solves other kinds of problems at the same time. And that's really, when you have a good idea, that's typically what you see is multiple solutions from a single activity. And when Pollmole was being architected and designed and thought through, it didn't start where it is today. I mean, it starts as a little, acorn and it grows into a mighty oak. And we're still growing. I mean, I don't even have an idea of where this is going to end up. Some people are saying that this will be, the next Facebook or the next Google. It has all kinds of ramifications and capabilities that, we don't have time to talk about tonight. But from a platform standpoint, there are a series of things that are very important in terms of a presidential poll. Not so important if you're asking people about what kind of fish they like. But in a presidential poll, you want to make sure, number one, that you can handle an enormous amount of information that's both received and transmitted, because the way that this works is that you'll have an app, you'll download that app on your phone, and that app on your phone will allow you to do basically a series of things. Number one, you'll enter some demographic information, which is important. You'll be able to vote on what we call a weekly straw vote. When we release this, we will have every week closing at midnight. So at midnight on Sunday night, the polls close and they get reset to zero again, but a winner is projected. In other words, if that vote from that week were to determine the winner, who would the winner be at midnight on Sunday night? And so you've got this polling system that, as millions of people are participating, you have a counter, like a ticker. It's real time. And when you have when you take your phone and you decide you're going to vote, it brings up a screen. In this particular election cycle, you have 6 choices. You would have Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Jill Stein, and Governor Johnson, and then you would have other, and then you would have undecided. So you basically have all 6 choices. So let's say that you were to pick Jill Stein. You click that, you press it on, to touch screen, and it takes you to another screen saying, "Are you sure?" with a big picture of her smiling, and you can either say, "Yes, register my vote," or go back because I made a mistake. And so you have the ability to then hit register. As soon as you do, you get an instantaneous push notification, a text message, a little ding, a little buzz. Everybody's seen this before on their phones. And it'll say, "Thank you for voting. Your vote was registered with Pollmole," and it gives a date time stamp, and it gives the ordinal number where the vote came in the stack, because you've got this clickety-click-click going on. And people will have tremendous confidence because it's completely transparent. When they vote, their vote got counted, and they were told when it got counted and where it was in the stack of all the votes coming in. And it's completely transparent. In fact, we're going to be designing the entire software system with some windows there and invite people to come audit it. I don't know any poll that invites auditors, outside auditors, to come in and say, let's check this out. Because we want people to see that Pollmole is a completely unbiased, nonpartisan, scientific approach to polling. It's going to completely set a brand new paradigm in all kinds of information gathering, not just political polling, but in surveys, public opinion surveys, market research, etc., to be able to reach out and touch millions of people instantly and ask them a question and have them opine on something and take that data in and being able to use that in order for, say, an individual said, what's your favorite car? And he can put that out there for free. And people can vote and say, okay, this is my favorite car. It comes back and, maybe he gives a choice of the top 10 or whatever, and he'll know what people think about that. Or, the favorite color of rose or your favorite fish, or, there's no limit to how this can be accessed. But the platform is the same. But with voting, you have to have something different. You have to have stability, which means that irrespective of the amount of information that's coming in, you have to be flexible enough. You have to have this dynamic loading capability of being able to add server after server after server, cloud after cloud, and being able to absorb, peaks and flows of information seamlessly. That's critical. Secondly, you have to have integrity. We want to make sure that hackers can't come in and start manipulating this data just like they manipulate the votes today. We want our data to be as encrypted and as deeply buried inside that encryption as possible. And we will be purchasing NSA-level encryption technology and wrapping the entire system in that, in addition to terabyte per second tunneling and all these other, these are very sophisticated technologies, but they have come within reach of small companies like us. Maybe one day we'll be a big company, I don't know. But I would hope that this concept would grasp the imagination of people, that they would want to have free and fair elections, yes, that they'd want to be able to support the candidate of their choice and see it in real time, and go to a bar, out to dinner, or sitting in a baseball field or whatever, and people talking about Pollmole and the things that it can do and the kind of information that it can generate, and bring that right back. You vote anonymously, but the information is displayed publicly, instantaneously. And I think that's powerful. I think a lot of people will like that because they can trust it. There's no spin, there's no hype, there's no lying, there's no propaganda, there's no agenda that's being, interspersed with, oh, here's the number, oh, but here's what it means. I think the American people, I think people everywhere are smart enough to know what a poll means.
Yeah.
I mean, please don't insult our intelligence.
Yeah.
Let us look at the numbers ourselves. Let us look at the different percentages. I mean, it's not rocket science on the front end, but it really is on the back end.
I was wondering whether you hear the same Gallup, Pew, this one, that one, the other one, all these familiar polls, and I was wondering, depending on how rigged our system really is, and most of us suspect it's rigged quite a bit, if it was, hey, it's 90% for this candidate, would they really report that? I mean, would they really say, you might as well not even show up on election day because you're going to get smeared? And we did a really, you know what I mean? And it's like the late General Edwin A. Walker told me one time, yeah, forget about it. You're going to have a horse race no matter what. So you can't say, don't look now, but your candidate is totally lame according to this poll that we've just taken. So in your view, this is leading up to the question, in your view, do we believe that accurate polling information is released into the mainstream media?